Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So we are studying light, shadows, and reflection. Let's study the important things first. One is luminous objects. Everybody, please take out your copies and write about luminous objects. The torch
Ma'am, can
bulb.
I tell the definition?
No, abhi wait, beta. A torch bulb is an object that gives out light of its own. The sun is another familiar object that gives light of its own. During the day, its light allows us to see objects. Objects like the sun that give out or emit light of their own are called luminous objects. Can anybody give one or two examples of luminous
Ma'am,
objects?
can I tell?
Yes,
Ma'am,
Purnashri.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sun,
Hmm.
star,
Hmm.
glowing electric bulb,
Hmm.
arc
Electric
light.
light. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. And gas burner
Gas burners, yes. Those
and
those
lighted
who has
candle.
light of its own are known as luminous objects. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now there is a stanza in which it is given that what is transparent, opaque, and translucent objects. Transparent, as you know, you have read in earlier classes also that it is something known as transparent paper or transparent mirror in which the light can pass through and we can see clearly. That is known as transparent. Then there is translucent and there is opaque. Opaque means when we cannot see through. Okay. Now activity 1 Grisha will read.
Okay, ma'am. Look around yourself and collect as many objects as you can. An eraser, plastic scale, pen, pencil, notebook, single sheet of paper, tracing paper, or a piece of cloth. Try to look at something far away. Through each of these objects is light from a faraway object able to travel to your eye through any of the objects? Record your observations in a table as shown in table 11. We see that a given object or material could be transparent, translucent, or opaque.
By we are seeing we can get to know that which one is translucent, which one is opaque. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, do we have to write the whole paragraph on luminous objects?
No. Luminous objects, you should know that what is luminous object. We discussed about it. Now we are doing
ma'am.
activities. This chapter is all about activities only.
Okay, ma'am.
So this activity was whether it is allowing light to pass through them or not. Okay. Then activity 2, what exactly are shadows? Punashri will read.
Ma'am, can I do?
Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
Punashri.
Activity 2. Now, one by one, put each of the opaque objects in the sunlight. Place it above the ground. What is on the ground? You know that the dust that forms by each on the ground is due to its shadow. Sometimes you can identify the object by looking at its shadow.
Okay, you can identify an object by looking at its shadow. Okay, you can also identify that whose shadow it is. There is a game also. We play with the shadows. We make shadow of dog. We make shadow of cow. You have played that game?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this activity is about shadow. Do you? I'm reading the last paragraph. Do you observe your shadow in the dark room or in the night where there is a light? Do you observe shadow when there is just a source of light and nothing else in the room? It seems we need a source of light and opaque object to see a shadow. Is there anything else required?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Okay. Then activity 3. Who else has joined? Tanav, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Tanav, you read activity 3.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, we also require a screen with an opaque object and a source of light.
They are asking, it seems we need a source of light and opaque object to see. Yes, you can say. We require a screen, a wall. We require some matter where the shadow can be formed. Okay.
Ma'am, my teacher told me that if you don't write scene or mark, we deduct.
Okay. Okay. So answer to this question will be we require a screen also. But sometimes we get it on a ground also, Grisha.
Yes, ma'am, but ground is also a source of screen.
Okay. We require a matter also. Okay. Activity 3. Tanav. There are. Your voice is not clear today.
11. Second source of the light and third
Hmm. Can you read activity 3, Tanav?
Activity 3.
Tanav is not there. This is an activity that you will do. Who else has joined? Only Grisha and Purnashri?
मुझे वाला बनाना नहीं आ रहा.
Am I audible?
Mama.
Wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Only 2 people have joined?
Excuse me, ma'am. मैम पूर्णाश्री वो अपनी बुआ के घर गई है तो मैम वो दूसरी आईडी से भी ज्वाइन कर सकती है.
हाँ,
आई थिंक
कर
सो.
सकती है, कर
मैम
सकती है.
यस मैम. सो मैम प्रणावी सिर्फ इस आईडी से ज्वाइन कर रही है सो दैट्स व्हाई पूर्णा इज नॉट एट होम.
Okay. Activity 3. Who is going to read?
मैम कैन आई?
Yes, Grisha, read.
Activity 3. This is an activity that you will have to do in the dark. In the evening, go out in an open ground with a few friends. Take a torch and a large sheet of cardboard with you. Hold the torch close to the ground and shine it upwards so that its light falls on your friend's face. You now have a source of light that is falling on an opaque object. If there were no trees, building, or any other object behind your friend, would you see the shadow of your friend's head? This does not mean. Ma'am, can you please shift the page?
Yes. Wait.
Excuse me, ma'am, I have a doubt. Ma'am, can be counted as a luminous or non-luminous object?
Moon.
Ma'am, non-luminous. Ma'am, it depends on the light of the sun.
Yes, it depends on the light of the sun.
Ma'am, but luminous objects are those who emit their own light. Ma'am, moon does not have its own light.
Moon does not have its own light. That's a fact. But it is not a source of light. एक बारी मेरा हटो.
Yes, ma'am. Light of the sun.
मेरा wait.
Ma'am, but it reflects the light of the sun.
Grisha, you put this question to ma'am also. Maybe there is a concept that there is a moony night, we can see in the moon's light. ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. Because
It's a non-luminous.
it's a non-luminous, but sometimes teachers, they change the answers.
Okay, ma'am.
Still, you clear this doubt with ma'am also, because they are going to frame the examination, no? It should be
Yes,
non-luminous वैसे, but so many things depend upon so many other things, like electric torch is depending upon battery. So you can say like that. Will break. Okay, Grisha, continue.
Yes, ma'am. Just say that there is no shadow. After all, the light from the torch is not able to pass through his body to the other side. Now, ask another friend to hold the cardboard sheet behind your friend. Is the shadow now seen on the cardboard sheet? Thus, the shadow can be seen only on a street. The ground, walls of a building or such surfaces act as a screen for the shadows you observe in everyday life. Shadows give us some information about shapes of objects. Sometimes, shadows can also mislead us about the shape of the object. In figure 11.4 are a few shadows that we can create with our hands and make believe and make believe that they are shadows of different animals.
This was the game I was talking
Mama
about.
join me. Mama join me.
ओके कोई बात नहीं. एक्टिविटी 4 पढ़ो तनव.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम. मैम आपने मुझे जब आपने लास्ट क्लास ली थी तब आपने मुझे कुछ बोला था कि अपनी साइंस की बुक में से एक चैप्टर की पिक्चर भेजनी. जैसे मैंने आपको एसएसटी की बुक में से अपनी एक पिक्चर भेजी थी एक चैप्टर की. सो मैम आप कौन सा चैप्टर कह रहे थे वो?
मोशन एंड मेजरमेंट्स कह रही होंगी बेटा, या फिर बॉडी मूवमेंट्स कह रही होंगी. वही हुए ना दोनों?
यस मैम. तो मैम वो दोनों भेजो या उनमें से कोई एक?
बॉडी मूवमेंट्स भेज दो. आई विल सी.
ओके मैम.
मेरे पर्सनल पे भेज देना.
Mom, in today's class you have started a chapter like shadows and reflections.
हाँ बेटा.
Okay, mom. Mom, activity 4.
एक्टिविटी 4.
Place a chair in the school ground on a sunny day. What do you observe from the shadow of the chair? Does the shadow give an accurate picture of the shape of the chair? If the chair is turned around a little, how does the shape of the shadow change? Take a thin notebook and look at its shadow. Then take a rectangular box and look at its shadow. Do the shadows seem to have a similar shape? Take flowers or other objects of different colors and look at their shadows. The red rose and the yellow rose, for instance. Do the shadows look different in color? Then the colors of the objects are different. Take a long box and look at its shadow on the ground. When you move the box around, you may see that the size of the shadow changes. When is the shadow of the box the shortest? When the long side of the box is pointed towards the sun, or when the short side is pointing towards the sun. Let us use the long box to prepare a simple camera.
Simple camera window. Okay. It's about a pinhole camera.
मैम मेरी बुक में पिनहोल कैमरा के बारे में कुछ ज्यादा ही डिटेल में मैम मैं वो भी भूल गया.
हाँ भेज देना.
एक्टिविटी 5.
यस बेटा, पिनहोल कैमरा के बारे में रीड करो.
ओके मैम. एक्टिविटी 5. टेक 2
Pinhole camera.
boxes of
Pinhole
cardboard.
इसकी लाइंस भी रीड करो, 2 लाइंस.
Okay, ma'am. A pinhole camera. You might think that we need a lot of stuff to make a camera. Not really. If we just wish to make a simple pinhole camera. Activity 5. Take 2 boxes of cardboard that start one can slide into another with no gap in between them. Cut open one side of each box. On the opposite face of the larger box, make a small hole in the middle. Figure 11.5 A. In the smaller box, cut out from the middle a square with a side of about 5 to 6 centimeter. Cover this open square in the box with tracing paper translucent screen. Figure 11.5 B. Slide the smaller box inside the larger one with the hole in such a way that the side with the tracing paper is inside. Figure 11.5 C. Your pinhole camera is ready for use. Holding the pinhole camera, look through the open face of the smaller box. You should use a piece of a black cloth to cover your head and the pinhole camera. Now try to look at your some distance objects like a tree or a building through the pinhole camera. Make sure that the objects you wish to look at through your pinhole camera are in bright sunny shine. Move the smaller box forward in backward till you get a picture on the tracing paper pasted at the other end.
वेट बेटा,
Add this
कौन
pinhole.
मुझे एक्सप्लेन करेगा अबाउट पिनहोल कैमरा? टेक 2 boxes of cardboard such that there is one can slide into another with no gap in between. Cut open one side of the each box. On the opposite face of the larger box, make a small hole in the middle. On the opposite face of the larger box, 11.5. In the smaller box, cut out from the middle a square with a side of about 5 to 6 centimeter. Cover this open square in the box with tracing paper, translucent screen. Butter paper लगा सकते हैं. Slide the smaller box inside the larger one with the hole in such a way that the side with the tracing paper is inside. Your pinhole camera is ready for use. Holding the pinhole camera, look through the open face of the smaller box. You should use a piece of hanji.
मैम हमने 9th चैप्टर फिनिश कर दिया ना?
You should use a piece of black cloth to cover your head and the pinhole camera. Now try to look at some distant object like a tree or building through the pinhole camera. Make sure that
मैम मैंने अपने स्कूल में एक बार पिनहोल कैमरा मतलब एक बच्चे ने वो पिनहोल कैमरा बनाया है. मैम मैंने उससे ऑब्जर्व भी करा है. मैम मैंने एक चीज बहुत अच्छी तरीके से नोटिस करी है. मैम उस जो मैंने पिनहोल कैमरा में देखा तो मैम जो चीज मेरे सामने थी वो अपोजिट हो गई थी,
उल्टी हो गई थी.
उल्टी दिखाई दे रही थी.
हाँ, तो इसमें यही लिखा हुआ है. Do the pictures seen in the camera show the colors of the pictures on the other side? Are the images erect or upside down? We need a slightly different setup for this. We just need a large sheet of cardboard with a small pinhole in the middle. Hold the sheet up in the sun and let its shadow fall on a clear area. Do you see a small circular image of the sun in the middle of the shadow of the cardboard sheet? Look at these pinhole images of the sun when an eclipse is visible from your location. Adjust your pinhole and screen to get a clear image. मैं इसको उसमें से बढ़ाती हूँ. ये लक्ष्मी सिंह में से इसमें एक फोटो दी हुई है. Can everybody make this picture? I'm showing a picture. So there is an object that is a tree. This is a pinhole camera. You are seeing through this. You are you. This small kid is you, and then.
मैम मेरे बुक में भी एक फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एन इमेज ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट इन अ पिनहोल कैमरा की एक फिगर है.
Okay, this explanation who is going to read? There is a formation of a pinhole camera is explained as follows. Wait. Okay. Read the formation of image in a pinhole camera can be explained as follows. पढ़ो. A ray of light. हाँ, read करो.
Ma'am, can you tell where I have to start?
On the starting of the page. A ray of light coming from the top point A of the tree passes through the pinhole in a straight line to form an image at point A dash. Because the light is passing in an angle, that's why the image is inverted. It is clearly visible through this diagram. Everybody please make this diagram. Make a tree, make these two lines, make this pinhole, and then shall we make this diagram? Everybody make this diagram. To make a pinhole camera, make a tree and then make these two lines, red lines, and pass them from this pinhole, and then there is a screen. बना रहे हैं सब या नहीं?
Ma'am, making.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
ग्रुप में शेयर करो.
Yes, ma'am. Mama.
We'll discuss about it in further classes also. Pinhole camera, it's very interesting. ठीक है? Okay, there is a line in this book that never ever look directly at the sun.
मैम जब भी हम मैम मैंने एक नोटिस भी करा है मैम हम न्यूज में भी आता है मैम हमें कभी भी सोलर एक्लिप्स या लूनर एक्लिप्स में कभी भी मतलब डायरेक्टली नहीं दिखना चाहिए मैम हम स्पेशली कोई ग्लासेस भी आते हैं जो हमें जो जिसे हमें पहन के देखना चाहिए.
Okay, never look directly at the sun. यहाँ से read करो. I got it, बेटा. Never look directly at the sun. यहाँ से read करो.
Okay. Never look directly at the sun. That could be extremely harmful for the eyes. There is an interesting pinhole camera in nature. Sometimes we pass under a tree covered with large number of leaves. We notice small patches of sunlight under it. Figure 11.6. These circular images are in fact pinhole images of the sun. The gaps between the leaves act as the pinholes. These gaps are all kind of irregular shapes, but we can see circular images of the sun. Try to locate images of the Paheli has another.
नहीं नीचे है. Try to locate the images of the sun when an eclipse occurs next. That could be so much fun. Bojo has this thought we saw upside down images of people on the road with our pinhole camera. आप कह रहे हो ना कि बहुत सारे लीव्स के बीच में से सन अगर दिखता है तो इट बिकम्स अ नेचुरल पिनहोल कैमरा. यही कह रहे हैं
Yes,
ना हम
ma'am.
इसमें. तो कह रहे हैं कि सन भी उल्टा दिखेगा क्या, बट सन इज स्फीयर राउंड, सो उसका उल्टा सीधा सेम ही है. राया वेट. हाँ वेट बेटा. काउंट द सर्कल एंड आंसर. काउंट करके लिखना. ओके, एक्टिविटी 6. ग्रिशा, यू रीड.
Yes, ma'am. Let us use a piece of pipe or a long rubber tube. Light a candle and fix it on a table at one end of the room. Now, standing at the other end of the room, look at the candle through the pipe. Figure 11.7. Is the candle visible? Bend the pipe a little while you are looking at the candle. Is the candle visible now? Turn the pipe a little to right or left. Can you see the candle now? What do you conclude from this? This suggests that light travels along a straight line, isn't it? That is why when opaque objects obstruct it, a shadow forms.
ठीक है. पिनहोल कैमरा के अंदर भी यही इन्होंने रिड्यूस किया है. पिनहोल कैमरा इसी चीज़ को इलस्ट्रेट कर रहा है कि लाइट ट्रेवल्स इन द स्ट्रेट लाइंस. इफ एनीबडी आस्क यू दैट पिनहोल कैमरा में कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ लाइट इज बीइंग used or being used, then you are going to tell that it is the straight line, the light travel in straight line, this is the property. Mirror and reflections. Mirror and reflections, who is going to read? तनव, आप पढ़ो.
Hello.
Mirrors and reflections.
Ma'am, can I read? Ma'am, can I?
Okay, Pranavi, you read.
Okay. 11.4 Mirrors and Reflection. We all use mirrors at home. You look into the mirror and see your own face inside the mirror. What you see is a reflection of your face in the mirror. We also see reflections of other objects that are in front of the mirror. Sometimes we see reflections of trees, buildings, and other objects in the water. of a pond or a lake. Activity 7. This activity should be done at night or in a dark room. Ask one of your friends to hold a mirror in his or her hand at one corner of the room. Stand in another corner with a torch in your hand. Cover the glass of torch with your fingers and switch it on. Adjust your fingers with the small gap between them so that you can get a beam of light. Direct the beam of the torch light onto the mirror that your friend is holding. Do you see a patch of light on the other side? Figure 11.8 now. Ma'am, can you show the next? Adjust the direction of the torch so that the patch of light falls on another friend standing in the room. This activity suggests that mirror changes the direction of light that falls on it. Here is an activity that shows light traveling along straight line and getting reflected from a mirror. Activity 8. Fix a comb on the side of a large thermocol sheet and fix the mirror on the other side as shown in figure 11.9. Spread a dark color sheet on the paper between the mirror and the comb. Keep this in a sunlight or send a beam of light through the torch. This is an sunlight or send a beam of the light from a torch through the comb. What do you observe? Do you get a pattern similar to that shown in figure 11.9? This activity gives you an idea of the manner in which light travels and gets reflected from a mirror.
मतलब इन्होंने एक कॉम फिक्स किया है थर्मोकोल शीट पे एंड एक मिरर फिक्स कर दिया, वहाँ से लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट हो रही है ना. बेसिकली स्प्रेड अ डार्क कलर्ड शीट ऑफ पेपर बिटवीन द मिरर एंड द कॉम्ब. Keep this in sunlight or send a beam of light from a torch through the comb. What do you observe? Do you get a pattern similar? क्योंकि लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट हो गई है and get reflecting from the mirror.
Excuse me, ma'am. मैम आई हैव अ डाउट. मैम मैं जब भी मतलब अपनी कोई नोटबुक लेके खड़ी होती हूँ मिरर के सामने, मैम जो उस पे रिटर्न होता है जैसे स्कूल का नाम हो, तो मैम वो अपोजिट दिखाई देता है मिरर में. मैम ये सिमिलर है क्या पिन होल से?
नहीं, वो सिमिलर नहीं है पिन होल से. पिन होल अलग है. पिन होल में तो अपसाइड डाउन हो रहा है.
मैम इसके पीछे भी एक स्पेसिफिक रीजन है क्या?
इसमें मिरर इमेजेस होती हैं, मिरर एंड रिफ्लेक्शंस. बेसिकली क्या होता है कि अगर मान लो हम मिरर में देख रहे हैं तो मिरर इमेज बनती है उसमें. जैसे रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ लाइट एंड मिरर्स के बारे में इन्होंने अलग से दिया हुआ है. हाउ द रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ लाइट फ्रॉम मिरर्स डिफरेंट रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ फ्रॉम द अदर. इसके अंदर बेसिकली क्या होता है, फ्रंट साइड ऑफ द मिरर होता है एंड बैक साइड ऑफ द मिरर उसमें सिल्वर कोटिंग होती है. मतलब उसमें पेंट लगा हुआ होता है मिरर के पीछे, वो ट्रांसपेरेंट नहीं होता मिरर. मिरर एक पॉलिश सरफेस होता है, शाइनी मेटल ऑब्जेक्ट्स होता है जो लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट करता है. ग्लास मिरर को बनाने के लिए सिल्वर मेटल यूज़ किया जाता है, लिखा हुआ है बुक में. In everyday language, looking glass is called mirror. We see mirrors in our home on a dressing table. We use these mirrors for looking our face. A plain mirror is a thin, flat, smooth sheet of glass having a shiny coating of silver metal or aluminium metal on one side. The silver coating is protected by a layer of red paint. A plain mirror is shown in 16.a. The glass sheet of the plain mirror offers a smooth surface. The reflection of light in a plain mirror takes place at the silvered surface inside it. This silvered surface is visible from front side of the mirror. We represent a plain mirror by drawing a straight line having a large number of short oblique lines. Okay. मैम ने कुछ वर्चुअल इमेज के बारे में बताया है. ग्रीशा, आपकी मैम ने कुछ वर्चुअल इमेज के बारे में बताया?
No, ma'am.
अच्छा, ठीक है। चलो आज क्लास इतना ही कर लेते हैं। मैं एक बार इसको पढ़ लेती हूँ लखमीर सिंह से, फिर आई विल डिस्कस विद यू फ्रॉम लखमीर सिंह। ठीक है, आप इसको रीड कर लेना एक्टिविटीज़ को दोबारा से, एंड ट्राई टू डू दीज NCERT क्वेश्चंस। ठीक है,
Okay, ma'am.
ओके।
Okay, ma'am.